Hello friends, Tanya here with another crafty video, and today we are going to play with the Vivid Expressions collection. I did make another card with this, but I couldn't stop creating. We're going to use the Blooming Butterflies, Emboss and Cut. This is a really cool system. You drop your die into the embossing folder. It is not hard, even though I'm making it look hard right now. You just pop it in there, and then you're going to take your piece of cardstock that you want to emboss and cut and lay it in your embossing folder. You could do a whole sheet with all of these items in there. I just wanted to do a selection. I was being picky. And it die cuts and embosses your cardstock. We're going to play with some hero wax. I've got olive and berry. And I subscribed to it was the My Monthly Hero, and then it was Hero Studio. I think that's what it is now, is Hero Studio. And these came in my kits, so they were in my stash. And I have to tell you, these are buttery and smooth, delicious. I love to work with them. I'm just using my finger and the slightly thicker wax that is stuck to this lid liner, because I don't want to waste any of it. So of course I am taking the stuff off the lid liner first. Does anybody else do that? Or do you just scrape it into the pot? Or what do you do? How do you use your pastes and butters and gilding polishes and all of those things? I want to use every little tiny bit of it. These are cute little, I think they're 1/2 ounce. I'm not sure of the size. Maybe they're 1 ounce. And I've got 2 different colors that work pretty well together. They have they could be a Christmassy themed, but we have these beautiful rose-like flowers. I did the petals in the red, and now we're going to use the green to do the leaves. And if there's some overlap, not a big deal. And I am completely experimenting here. Now that I've got the wax on it, I don't really love the white. I thought I would give it a try to do a little bit of watercoloring over this. And since it's a wax, it should resist the watercolor where I've already put the wax down. So I'm going to take a brush with a little bit of water on it, work up my paint, and go ahead and use I think this is a number 6, size 6 round brush here. I have a few watercolor brushes in my stash because I really do love to watercolor. I have my Daniel Smith watercolor palette out here. You can use whatever watercolor medium you want to use. If you've got pan paints here like this, liquid watercolor, lots of companies have watercolor palettes. I've just got a red and a green, and I didn't try to be super picky because it really didn't matter. I'm just trying to fill in the white spaces behind the Hero Wax applicated areas. And that turned out pretty well. I am going to heat set this just because I'm not very patient. And the Hero Wax does a good job of not getting all bubbly. I was impressed with that. I'll give you a close-up of the dried flower here in just a moment. Have you experimented with your pastes and figured out which ones bubble up and which don't? Turned out really well. I did start with watercolor cardstock. So we've got 2 roses. Now we're going to pull out the eyelet scallop border. This is gorgeous. This collection, the Vivid Expressions collection, is pretty impressive. And the die for an edger die, so one die cuts out what you see right here. And then we have an edger die that can create a border that you can overlay the lacy scalloped edge or eyelet scallop border. I think that's what it was called. So you can add that as a border or a layer, and this will coordinate with it. I have a 6.5 by 3.5 inch piece of cardstock here, and I'm using my T-square ruler to get this nice and straight on the card panel because I want this to be pretty straight. I don't know why. I never thought to do this with border dies before, to use a T-square ruler. Why? I mean, it makes so much sense. Sometimes Now, if you're a nurse, as I am, you know what a Mayo stand is. And you have probably knocked the top off of that sucker a million times when you're just trying to move things around in an exam room or whatever. Uh, it took until I'd been a nurse for like 20 years before I figured out you could use that loose top to your advantage and just pick up that loose tray and take all of the trash that you've accumulated from starting an IV or changing a dressing and just dump it straight into the trash can. Ah, kind of like the T-square ruler here. Now, the second die cutting, I just lined up the previous die cutting and it was nice and straight and beautiful. So here we've got our beautiful border. I am going to take a mini slimline precision layering die here and cut this down to 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 to fit my mini slimline card. They don't sell these dies anymore, but if you have them in your stash, use them. There is no reason you can't use something that's been quote unquote retired. Just means that you can't purchase it again. I must not have had my cutting plate on there completely. Wasn't worth it to me to put it back through the die cut machine. I just used my scissor to trim off that partially die cut edge. Now you can see how well that die cut fits on that border that we just created. Just doing some dry fitting to decide exactly how I want to place those, and if I wanted to add anything extra to that background behind our very pretty eyelet scallop lace. I'm going to add glue in some strategic spots, and this does take a little time. Everyone has their own method of applying glue to fine detail dies. This is my method. I just add dots of glue in strategic places. It just seems to work the best for me. I don't waste as much glue. I don't get glue all over the place. I don't get oozy glue. As long as I just put little tiny dots, and then I use my fingers to pick up any extra, which means I end up with gluey fingers. I'm going to trim off the excess lace on each end, and we'll repeat this for the top. And I'm deciding exactly how I want to do our second lace border. You can snug it in so that it nestles into the hills and valleys of the previous one, or you can just line them up so they are exactly the same. Actually, there's probably a lot more versions of that too. I decide to have it alternate with the hills and valleys, so they nestle a little more into each other, and I like the alternating in that design. I've added the glue, I've stuck it down, and now I'm just trimming off the excess, making sure it's well adhered before we move on to the next. We're going to take the watercolor mixing set from Spellbinders and Yasamoto. There is a pearl, there's a gold, and an indigo. The indigo looks black, and if you really let it be a thick mix, it will be black, well, nearly black. And I want to do both pearlescent and gold spattering here. I'm using my Ranger. This came with my Perfect Pearls, this watercolor brush, and I've used it for years, probably a decade or more. And it holds up well to mixing your watercolors and to spattering. I have used it to watercolor too. It doesn't have a super pointy tip, so it's not great for fine stuff, but if you're just slapping color on, this paintbrush will work just fine. I'm impressed with how good a quality it is and how it hasn't lost bristles and doesn't get all wild haired. Sometimes your watercolor brushes get a little beat up, and if I use that Ranger brush to reconstitute my watercolors more, my other brushes would probably be happier. Now it's time to start assembling things. Let's pick out a sentiment. We're going to use the Ideal Moments sentiments. These are from the Vivid Expressions collection. There are 2 strips, better press plates that do a ton of sentiments. So I can fit both of them on one A2 sized panel, and I have a piece of copy paper cut to an A2 size panel size. I've laid the plates down. This way I can make many panels at once without having to secure things with tape. I just lay the foil on the plates and then put the cardstock on the platform and run it through. It works very slick. Now these dies are specific to each plate, and you can tell which one, well, it'll help you figure out which one is for which plate, which die is for which plate. When you look at the die, you saw that I showed it says top on one of them. So you can just flip it to the top and see which one it fits on. I'm going to secure those with a little bit of, I've got paper tape here. Low tack tape of any kind will work just fine. The best ever craft tape is the best, but I'm running low on it. And the paper tape, if you happen to have access to it, is a great tape for this also. It will, however, pull up paper. It will tear your paper sometimes. It's not quite as low tack as the best ever craft tape. And look at this. Both of these panels will fit through your Scout, your Platinum Scout. Love that. Here we go again with this same border, the eyelet border, which makes sense since, you know, we're still on the same card. So I'm going to use the T-square ruler trick again here. So I'm going to make sure my border die is nice and straight on this piece of brushed gold cardstock. Going to secure it with some low tack tape. And I ran that through my die cut machine. You could use your Scout. This would fit in your Scout. And then I will snug that into the previous die cuts. Tape it down again and do some partial die cutting. I only covered the part of the die that I needed it to cut through yet. And I'll just snip off this little extra piece. This is actually longer than I will need anyway. I did trim a very thin, that's like an 1/8 inch wide strip that we're going to add on the top of this panel. But first, let's get our gold edge here. I love that you can do this multiple layers and add a little extra definition to your border with a contrasting color. And gold is always good, right? So we will add a little bit of glue. I did cut this in half because it's not quite as long as I need. That's okay, because we're going to add additional elements over the top. So you won't see the middle portion of this anyway. So just a little dot of glue along this border, and line that up with the side edge of the panel. Make sure it's pretty straight before I glue it down. Now it's time to start figuring out placement for the roses. These roses are so pretty. We've got a couple sentiments here. You brighten my day, thanks a million. We'll do one of those sentiments on the front of the card and one on the inside. I've got some extra cardstock shims on the back of there to make sure all of my layers are even. And we have a 3.5 by 6.5 inch mini slimline card base out of heavyweight white cardstock. Some extra cardstock on the back of our roses. We'll just add some extra or some glue to those before we adhere them. And let's not forget to put our sentiment on, which of course has extra cardstock behind it. Going to do that just below that lacy border, making sure it's pretty straight. Now it's time to add those roses. A little bit of glue where they overlap. Add my acrylic blocks so they're nice and heavy. Then we're going to use some Peridot Color Essentials gems. These are a lovely light green. And I'm just going to add a smattering of these. I don't think I've used these gems before. If I have, it's only been a couple of them. It's a really pretty light green, and since we're now into spring, this is perfect. I actually made this card in January, but some of the elements that I used had already sold out, so I waited till they were back in stock to post this video. We're going to take another of these lacy borders and add some glue to the back. Boy, you get to watch me glue this a bunch of times, don't you? And we'll add that to the inside of the card because the insides of our cards deserve to be decorated too. We'll add that sentiment. On the inside, I don't need any extra cardstock to add extra dimension. And there it says, thanks a million. We'll just trim off the extra beyond the edges. And that will complete this beautiful little card. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. I always do. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, this is a great time to do that. Like this video. Leave me a comment below. I don't care what you want to talk to me about. I love to hear from you. If you're interested in any of the product that I used today, check that description box below. There will be a link to the list. And until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.